to our series is around Clevershare. So we've spoken about connecting your devices obviously wirelessly, so through HDMI, USB, USB-C, and then the option you also have now is being able to cast your devices. So now, unfortunately, this will only work if your school has an internet connection. Okay, so if it does, then please follow these steps. Right, so with whichever device you have, if you have a Windows device or a Mac, you will go to Clevertouch's website, just search Clevershare, and you will download the app from there. If you're downloading it onto an Android device or an Apple phone or tablet, you can go to your app store and download the Clevershare app from there. Okay, so it is called Clevershare. So let me just actually go in here. So again, for Windows devices or MacBooks, please go into your Clevershare. So let me just get that for you. Here we go. Okay, so you can type in the browser, type Clevershare. It will then come up. Right, and you can just scroll down till you see download app, latest version. For a Windows device, please download it from here. For a MacBook, please download it from here. If you have a Chromebook, you will simply then download Clevershare for Chromebook. Like I said, on cell phones and tablets, whether it's Android or Apple, please download directly from the store. Okay. Now, so like I said, that is Clevershare. Okay, so please take note, Clevershare. Right. So once you have downloaded that, okay, let me just open the app on my laptop. So once you've downloaded onto your laptop or your phone or your tablet, right, it will look like this. Okay, so you can have a look. Now, the nice thing about Clevershare is you can share 9 devices simultaneously to a screen. So if you do have devices in the classroom, this is a great way to get students connected, share their work, as well as you just being able to see what they're working on at any point in time as well. Okay, so you will notice it is asking for a code. You will see this code at the top. Now, before we get into that, when you first turn your Clevertouch screen on, you will not have this code at the top. You need to go and set that up. Okay, so to do that, you will need to go, either you will see there's just this little icon at the top, or there will be nothing. If there is nothing, you will need to go into the Clevershare app. So you will go to your apps, and you will go have a look for Clevershare in your apps. Okay, so I think I still need to keep going. Here we go. So you will see Clevershare. So if I open Clevershare now, right, it'll bring up my code. But what you want is you really want an easy access to your codes. If I go into menu and settings, right, there are a couple things you then need to set up here. Okay, so first off, if you're a school or any education institute, please set your permission on. Right, this would enable you that students do not connect to your board and disrupt your lesson. So please make sure your permission mode is on, because that way only you can allow students to connect at a time. Okay, so turn permission on. If you're using iPads, you can turn on the iPad touch control. Please note this is a feature still under development. Okay, you can then go and turn on Chromecast, AirPlay, and Mirrorcast as well. Okay, so this would allow you to use your native casting tools on your devices. Right? You can also go and change the name so it's easy to find, because if you have 50 Clevertouch in a school, sometimes you could pick up other teachers' devices, other classroom devices. So best you then give this a name, either your room name, your name, whatever the case is. Your refresher rate, so you can decide how often you want your code to refresh. I do recommend that you don't select to never. It is for security reasons that this refreshes. Okay? And then, of course, your floating window size, You can select to normal. That will allow you to see the code. Mini, or if you're not going to use this feature, of course, you can close it. Okay, right, so that would be then setting it up. Once you have set that up, it's going to ask you for the code. You can then simply go and put the code in. So I will put this in 6049. Right, and it's now connecting. Just remember, you have to have connectivity, and you have to be on the same network as your screen. So once I've done that, I will simply go screen share. Now screen share gives me the ability, like I said, to share 9 devices simultaneously. Okay. For those teachers who enjoy putting up or have the need to put up work and worksheet for their students, and then still have the ability to work on your laptop through Clevershare, you have that ability. Then you would just say extend screen. For my purpose, I'm just going to simply mirror. Right, so there we go. So now it is connecting. Right, so now I have connected my laptop to the screen via the Clevershare app. And what I have here is I would have now touch back on this. So you will notice whether your laptop is now at the back of the classroom or right next to the screen, I can simply work off it directly off the Clevertouch. Okay. The other option is obviously connecting other devices. So I've gone and connected my iPad the same way. But just remember, if you're using iPad, to please still use the AirPlay on it. Right, so just remember to scroll or pull down, and you will notice if I tap the AirPlay there, or your screen mirroring, and I just say Clevershare. There we go. So now I have my iPad on here as well. And I can now then go and continue from here. Okay, so anything I now do and scroll on my iPad, you would now see here. Obviously, I don't have touchback at the moment. That is a feature that is currently being worked on. And then, like I said, I can simply go and continue on this side. And from here, when my iPad wakes up, we can go and just go out of this. There we go. So you can see now, yeah, I've got my iPad. Okay. So now the nice thing about having using your cell phone or tablet is I can turn this into a visualizer. Right. So just by tapping the camera option, I can now turn my phone or tablet into a visualizer. So here I've just got a number sense book. So what I'm now able to do is I can quickly go take a still of this. Okay. So now you will see I've got that on here. Just a reminder that I can now share 9 devices simultaneously. Okay. And obviously with the visualizer, whether you are using a it's an experiment or a part of a textbook you want to bring in. So what you're able to do, if I go to my snipping tool now, right, is I can now go and let's say we want to do this maths here. Okay, and I can go insert. And once again, it will now go insert into my whiteboard. Okay, so a lot of features built into the Clevershare app. Obviously, you have, like I said, the ability to share, as well as now the ability to turn your device into a visualizer, as well as a remote as well. So if I just go out here, okay, right, sorry. So if I just go out there, I also have the ability on my cell phone or tablet, I can select remote, and now I have the ability to control my Clevertouch display. So now what I'll do is, obviously I'm also busy controlling my laptop at the same time, but from here I now want to go back. So remember my little toolbar, and I can simply go and find home, and I can go home. Now I am out of my laptop screen, back into my Clevertouch. If I wanted to go back to view my my screen, I would simply go and say, click on there and go view the screen. And there I'm back to my laptop. Okay, so very easy to navigate. And like I said, you have the ability, whether you wanted to use this as a pointer or be at the back of the class and still have access to your Clevertouch, you now have that option as well.